I recently unboxed the brand new xTool, and in that unboxing, I did a laser engraved tumbler with their brand new rotary attachment tool. I have to tell you, this thing is so much better than the original. I actually busted out the original just to show you the differences, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you can do anything for yourself, it is to get the brand new rotary attachment tool that they have, because this thing right here, I was not a fan of. While it's great that we had the ability to engrave on tumblers, the one thing that I didn't like about this is everything that you had to do if you wanted to change this out into a larger chuck roll thing or this, or smaller ones for rings, you had to use a screwdriver and unscrew, rescrew, do all the things. It took so much time to set up the rotary attachment tool that I never did any type of rotary things because it just took so much time. I don't like things that take me a lot of time. The new rotary attachment tool that they came out with is all magnetic, not one little screwdriver that you actually have to screw. Everything comes in this really nice foam container, and it just screams like they know what they're doing now. This right here is the new rotary attachment tool, and like I said, it is all self-contained and magnetic, which is something that I love. So the setup for the new rotary attachment tool is really easy. All magnetic. They make it seem like it is so easy with their guide, because it truly is. I'm going to show you how we are going to use the rotary attachment tool within the xTool P3, because it's actually really cool. I like using the xTool P3 with this. Automated. You just put it in, make sure you put it in correctly, and then you press a button and it tells you exactly how big this thing is, and then you just press go. It's really cool. So I'm gonna show you how we set it up. I only have this right here, unfortunately, so we're gonna do a straight tumbler today, but I'm gonna show you how we set it up within the P3 so then you can do anything. Rings, balls, ornaments, more tumblers, all the things. Even like coffee cups and things like that, like camping mugs, you could do that as well. So let's go and set up the new rotary attachment tool, say goodbye to the old one because the old one's the no good one, and then we'll get to engraving this. Let's go. Okay, so within this thing, I know it seems like there is a lot of steps. I mean, there's 19 pages, but really you just have to figure out which mode you want to engrave, and then you just flip to that page. So the first a lot of it is going to be the chuck mode. A lot of people use the chuck mode, to be honest with you. You can do the roller mode. There isn't a whole lot of directions for the roller mode because it's really easy, but you just flip to whatever page that you want to go in. So you have the diameter, you just need to figure out which one you have to flip to, okay? But I'm just gonna show you, everything is magnetic. There are like a couple of like tightening screws that you do have to do, but they're all within here. So like this is like a tightening screw, you just tighten it. So you don't actually have to get a screwdriver, which is amazing. Going back to here, you can do tumblers, straight tumblers, long tumblers. The 40-ounce tumbler that I had, I actually have one. It's already been engraved on, so I won't be able to engrave on it again, but I'll show you how neat it is with a P3 because it actually has a lot of cool adjustments. It shows you how to set it up. It shows you, like if you have a coffee mug, how you would set up the coffee mug. If you have a 40-ounce tumbler, shows you how to do that. If you have like a ball ornament, like you wanted to do metal ball ornaments, it shows you how to set that up. If you had a ring, you can set up the ring going into like a tapered one if you had some tapering. And then also you can switch out the roller mode to do like small like shot glasses and things like that. So that's what this would be used for. It's just small little short shot glasses. First things first, what I am going to do is I need to figure out what type of setup I have to have. So here is my tumbler. We're going to take the lid off of this, take everything outside of the mug or the tumbler. This comes with a fabric measuring tape, which I love. So what you have to do is we have to determine the diameter. So this is going to be 23.75, so almost 24. We're going to do 5 to less than 95. So then we're going to hold the workpiece using cylindrical jaws. So we are going to do this one for this mug, this tumbler right here. And this tumbler right here is a 20-ounce maker. All right, so we're going to move this off to the side for right now. This right here is the base plate, and you see that it has this right here. You can keep this assembled if you wanted to, or you could take this apart every single time. That's what I did because it's really that simple. This right here has 4 little things. You're just gonna place this onto your thing just like that. There is this screw. Okay, we're gonna make sure it's nice and flat in here, and you're gonna tighten the screw. That's how easy it is to change this out, okay? Then what it says is we need to get the claw joints. Okay, so we are in the 5, what did I say this was? I think it was 34, less than 34, 23. So we are going to do this one right here. So we're going to need to assemble it to where it looks like this. So taking this guy right here, okay, we're gonna hold it like this. We are gonna follow this direction right here. This direction says to get the 3, and we're gonna put the 3 in the smallest corners together. Okay, so we're gonna take this and we're gonna put this in here just like that. Okay, they just magnetic. Okay, now that we're done doing that, so we're gonna take this, we're gonna put it like this, and we're gonna twist. Okay, and then while the directions did tell me to put it in the second into the first holes, I actually had to put it in the second hole to keep it from falling off. So when you tighten it and you keep tightening it to where it is nice and flat. And you see how it's like locked in place? I actually had to go to the second thing. Okay, just like that. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. Then it says you secure it. Then you're going to take your bad boy. This is going to be your tumbler, and you are just going to put it in here. And it slides right into place. Then you rotate it until you hit into place. Now it's locked into place. Okay, this, we're gonna have to readjust this when we get to the actual xTool. Now what you wanna do is you wanna take this bad boy. We are going to slide this underneath. Just like this. You're gonna slide them into these grooves right here, okay? Okay, I'm gonna put this onto the very end right here, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna tighten it. All right, you're gonna be able to see better. This right here is going to be the thing that we have to tighten, okay? There's a tightening screw that's underneath here, right here. What you wanna do is you wanna tighten this until it doesn't move, so it doesn't slide around, okay? Then what we wanna do is there's these rollers that are right here. You won't be able to see them, but I can put my finger down there. And we are going to take this right here, and you're going to put it on top of, actually not this one. This is the one that it came with. It's actually nice. It has this like bumper thing on here. You're gonna put it down here, and you're gonna take this thing and you're gonna rotate this until it reaches the top of your, until it reaches the bottom, touches the bottom of your thing. This should be level to you, okay? So this is why I put the level on here, because you can keep going up. And what ends up happening is it's going to make your thing not level. I don't know if you can tell, but my bubble ain't level anymore. Okay, like this, you're gonna go down until it levels out right there. And we are touching the bottom. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so that is the setup for this type of tumbler right here. What we wanna do is move everything off to the side because we're about ready to put this into the brand new xTool. Coming over to the back, do you see how this moves? This is actually really useful for the 40-ounce tumblers. I'll show you what that looks like later, and we're not going to engrave it, but I'll just show you what it looks like. So we have the very back that's right here. What you want to do is you want to plug in your thing into the very back, just like that. Make sure it's on there. Perfect. xTool doesn't say this, but I do know with other lasers that I have owned that are of this caliber, make sure that your xTool is turned off before you plug it in, just so you don't fry the motherboard. Again, xTool didn't tell me that. I just feel like that should happen, okay? So we're going to open the lid to the brand new xTool P3. Okay, so you are in the brand new xTool, which is crazy. So these two things right here, that's what we are gonna plug our rotary attachment tool into. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slide my little things over all the way to the right. I'm just taking the slats that are over to the far left and I'm moving them over to the far right, just so we have a little bit more stability on the rotary. Now what you're gonna do is in the back of your machine, or in the back of your rotary, there is going to be these like holes. You're gonna line these holes up into here. Slide that into place, okay? That's all you want to do is just make sure they're locked into place. There's nothing that you can screw into. Then at this machine, this is the front of your machine. There is going to be this like port that's right here. You can see I never plugged it back in, this like little porthole. Okay, you are going to take this. This was a hair up project apparently, and we're going to plug it into the little porthole, just like that. So just to give you an idea, this is how it should look from this end. You're going to have it plugged in, or not plugged in. You're going to put it into this two little thing, the metal posts that are over there. You're just going to slide it into place. And then we have the rotary attachment tool plugged in right here. This should how it look. If we double check if our level is level, if our tumbler is level, the dot is right there in the middle. If it wasn't, you could just turn this thing, you know, to make this go up or down. Okay, just like that. Now this thing that's right here, I wouldn't touch until it actually tells you to. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. This right here is going to like, it adjusts the head level. It's actually really cool. I had to do this with the 40-ounce tumbler, the big huge tumbler, but not so much for this one, just to make sure this is still level. All right, good to go. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to turn on my new xTool. Now I am not venting out of a window. I will be venting out when we go to do the tumbler engrave, but for right now, all I'm gonna do is turn on my brand new xTool. Okay, so what you have to do is head over into the xTool studio for today's project. We used to have xTool Creative Space, but now they've upgraded to xTool Studio, and you're gonna need to use this one in order to use your P3. So we are gonna come over here into New Project, wait for this to load up. Because I turned on my machine, it already connects to my thing. We're gonna come over here from mode. We are gonna click on that, and we are gonna do rotary attachment, but we are going to use the chuck roller. So we're gonna click on that. And then what we are gonna do is we are gonna come here and we are gonna press this. This is going to give an actual measurement of what is inside the xTool. But before I do that, what I have to do is close my hatch on my machine. All right, then going back here, I'm gonna press this modeling button again. Okay, so when we press the tumbler thing, what it's doing is the automation. This is the thing. So you have the magnets, now you have the automation. Now I don't have to do any type of measuring or anything like that. It's scanning my tumbler. It is going from top to the very bottom. You're gonna see it's gonna get to the bottom. It's gonna go past, it's gonna come back, and it's gonna be like, oh wait, this is the size that she has. So if you wanted to, you can come over here into, oh, there's no content. But once we put something on here, it's going to give us a full idea of what my tumbler is going to be like. So this right here is going to be the light portion, is going to be the top of my tumbler. This right here is the bottom of my tumbler right here. So now let's add something over onto our tumbler. So I'm gonna go over into Creative Fabrica, and let's just put in tumbler engrave, and we'll find something that we can engrave on this. Ooh, this one right here. I'm gonna do this one because this, I think is going to look so cute. And it's close to Halloween. I love this. Okay, so we are gonna press download, and then we're gonna go back into the xTool Studio software. We're gonna drag and drop that SVG file into there. Yes, we got it. We don't want the font. All right. Okay, so we are going to right click and press ungroup, because I want to delete this. All the rest of this is fine. Okay, we are gonna select everything, right click, and we are gonna press group so we don't lose anything. We are gonna engrave this. I'm going to make this smaller, and I'm going to put it in the white working area. You wanna make sure and put this in the white working area. We're gonna go from, let's go from top to bottom. Okay, that seems to be good. So we're going to do a new material, and that was a powder coated tumbler. So we're gonna go down to metal, and we're gonna choose a one like this and just press apply. Okay, we're gonna press got it. So this is the settings that it tells me I am going to need to use. And then if we come down here into preview, this is what the tumbler should look like when it's done. We shall see, but this is what it should look like. All right, we are going to test it out. So then we are going to press process. Ooh, before we do that, hold on. There's a couple things that we got to do. Okay, we're going to pull this out. Okay, I'm gonna slide my machine out of the way of my window. Okay, so I have my vent venting out of the window. Now it does say to remove the air nozzle, so I'm gonna have to open this back up and I'm gonna have to remove this air nozzle. So I'm just gonna twist this off. There we go. All right, we are going to close the lid. All right, now what we want to do is just press start on our computer. It's gonna send the file from here over to here. Okay, then what you wanna do is press the happy button at the top of your machine. Your machine is gonna start doing the engraving. Okay, so my bad boy is going on. I can tell you it's going really slow. I probably should hone in on the settings a little bit more. Maybe not so much of a deeper setting. I'm not entirely sure. The one thing that I do love is that we do get like a live preview. You don't really see much on the front side because the tumbler is not in the center, but from the side you can see what's going on right there. And then just look to see like my hands. You can see my hand, you can see my camera. So it's really cool. It's a live preview of what's going on inside the laser. So right now it still says that it's processing. It's trying to calculate how much time this is going to take. I fear that this is going to take a really long time because look how slow this is going. The settings that I did choose, while the Rotary itself is super easy to use, I'm still unsure on what I should choose for my settings. So I just chose 99 and 500 speed. I probably, had I thought about it, maybe done like less lines per inch, because the more lines you do, the slower it goes. I don't know. So the ones that they had me choose, like their automated ones that they have in here, it says to do 200 with 200 speed. That was like even slower. Like that doesn't even seem right to me. So I'm not entirely sure. These are my settings. We'll see how long this ends up taking. While the Rotary is easy to look, it says it's going to take 11 hours. There's no way that that is actually real. Okay, so you know how I told you it was going to take 11 hours to do? I was like, there is no way. So what I did was I stopped it and then changed out my settings and then pressed go again. The coolest thing is when that happened, it picked up essentially where it left off and gave me a really good engraving. This time, this one only took an hour. I probably can make this go a little bit faster. I just want you to know. But what I'm going to do is I am going to loosen this up just by twisting it, and then it needs a little bath because we got a lot of dust that's going on here. So let me give this a little bath and then I'll show you what the finished product looks like. I probably should have done a higher power for this tumbler, but you know what? It only took an hour, not 11 hours. So this is the finished product. You can see that we have like some of the powder coating that's left over. Again, that's probably because I need more power. I didn't put enough on here. But this is what it ends up looking like. And the entire, there's no issues, fully seamless around this entire thing. Obviously we could have done higher power, but outside of that, like this ended up turning out so good, so easy to use. So let me go and get one of these, that 40-ounce tumbler, so I can show you what that looks like when you set that up with this thing right here. All right, so here is a really big tumbler, okay? The one thing that you do have to be aware of when you do tumblers like this is that you have to take the handle off. Luckily, they made it smart and easy for us that we can just unscrew the handles now. Now, I'm not gonna be able to engrave on this because it's already been engraved and I don't want to ruin my cup. So I'm going to just show you what it would look like after you set this up, because I want to show how cool this is. Now the setup of this one's gonna be a little bit different than what we already have in here, okay? What we had in here before was just, let me take this out. Okay, so what we had in the Rotary tumbler before was just these little pegs, right? We need to actually put something else in here because the mouth of this is too big. So we're going to bring back our really cool thing. This is the entire encasings, and for this one, what you're gonna need is you're gonna need this, also this and this. So we're gonna put this like here, and you can either put them, just follow the directions, but you can hold on to it like on the outside if you wanted to. See that? You can either make this hug the outside. It really all depends on what type of engraving you want to do. If you wanted to only do an engraving that was just like this, you can keep your rotary, your chuck roller to hug it like this. So if you only wanted to do like a small little thing just like this, you can keep the chuck rotary on the outside. If you don't, what you can do is, and let's say we wanted to do another one of those fully wrapped tumblers like I just did, that small one with no handle, you can make this go all the way in so it fits snug like that, and then you would tighten this. Okay, just tighten that. All right, before you used to have to bend these things, you don't have to do that now, not with this one. So now that we have this put in, we're gonna move. Essentially the same thing, we are gonna slide this into the housing, and you're gonna press until you hear it click into place. And then also you're going to take your level, and you're gonna make sure that this is nice and level. Same setup as before. All right, so we have this in here. What you wanna do now is just close the lid on this. Over here at your software, what you would want to do is you would want to just do that auto measure again. What's gonna happen is it's going to do the same thing as before. But this is like the coolest part of this. It's going to read the tumbler. It's gonna auto detect when it gets over here. It's going to auto detect that there is going to be this like little curve. On your screen, it will say on your screen like when it's done. Oh, it's almost done. Okay, now it's done. So this will pop up, okay, which is the coolest thing. It says that there is a small height difference on the thing. So what you have to do is you have to tilt your rotary attachment. What that means is over at the rotary attachment, you can move this up. So see how there is like some numbers there on the sides that says angle? What mine said is I need to be at 3 degrees. So I'm gonna go all the way until I'm in the middle of the 2 and the 4. When I'm done, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tighten this into place. Just like that. And so now this is at a 3-degree slope. So when we engrave this, the engraving will be perfect for here and also here as well. So that is the coolest part about that. Now, obviously I won't be able to engrave because I already have something here. I don't want to ruin this one just in case. So I'm not going to engrave this. However, there's one thing that I did remember is that I had this like really cool camping mug. I believe this is a sublimation tumbler. I'm not entirely sure. However, I just don't want to leave you with one tumbler. I did remember that I had one of these that has a handle that you cannot remove. And when I was reading the directions of the rotary attachment tool, you can actually do cups that now have handles like this. So let's set up the rotary attachment tool for that. All right, so here is the mug that we are going to use, but we need everything that's right here. We have to take it apart a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull this up. This right here is gonna get pulled up. This right here, this like little base thing, we need to put that down first. Make sure it locks into place and it doesn't wiggle on you. And then put this right here, all right? Okay, I'm gonna put this right here. Slide this into place. All right, now this right here is essentially the same thing that we have to use for this because it needs to be able to hug my cup. So I'm gonna open this wide like this, just like that, just opening it up. And I'm going to hug my rim. Slipped it into place. Now I'm going to tighten it up. Make sure it's nice and tight, just like that. All right, same thing as before. All we're gonna do is we are gonna put this into our thing, making sure that it locks into place. Let me move this out of the way. All right, there we go. I don't think I'm gonna need this, so I'm gonna leave this off. It doesn't say anything on the directions about needing it, so I am not going to put that on there, but this is what this is going to look like, okay? All right, so then what we are going to do is we are going to make sure that we are still on the chuck rotary. I did close the lid of my xTool, and we are gonna do another, what is that? Like a scan? I don't know what it's called, like automation. It's so cool, I love it. So it's gonna do its automation, same as what it's always done for the last few ones. While we wait for that, I am going to take this and delete it. And I'm gonna go into Creative Fabrica. And I'm gonna do camping. Let's just do camping and see what kind of no lights, just campfire. I'm just gonna do something really cool for a engrave. Always take the scenic route. Ooh, I love, is this one. Always take the scenic route. Okay, so I am gonna download this, go back into the xTool Studio software. Awesome. Okay, so I am going to drag in my SVG file. So I'm gonna drag and drop it into this. What was the settings that I had? Let's see here. The settings I had was going to be 85 by 178. So 85, 671, 1, and then we'll do 50. I am gonna do a higher power. I'm gonna do 100 power, and let's do 800 speed. I don't know if these are good settings. That's why I don't like giving people settings, because I just don't know if the settings I used are good settings, and then I would feel bad if you ruined it. So we have to remember that the opening of our cup is going to be to the right. So the top of this, just like that. And then I'm gonna put this is important. I totally forgot. I'm gonna open this up, and the handle of my mug is off to the side. It's tilted to the side. I need to put it down, all the way down, perfectly vertical all the way down. Okay, just to show you, I do know what I'm doing. That handle is directly on the bottom, just like that. Okay, we're gonna close the lid. We're gonna close the lid, and we are going to do another auto measure, just because I did move stuff around. I don't want to accidentally have an issue where I didn't do this right. Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna put one right in the middle. All right, we're gonna do the same 85. What happened? We're gonna do 85. We're gonna do 100 speed at 800. Don't know if that's gonna work out well for us, but we are going to hope for the best. We're just gonna put it straight in the center. We're gonna press process, and then we are going to press start. I'm gonna turn on my inline fan. All right, then I am just gonna press the start button. It's gonna take a total of 7 minutes, it says. This is what it looks like from the side angle. You're not gonna be able to see anything in the front just because it's all the way over to the right. All right, let's see what this finished cup looks like. I can tell you right now, it looks amazing. That looks so good. Perfectly centered onto the actual cup itself. So we have a cup with a handle, and then directly on the other side is going to be the engraving, and it's perfectly engraved on there. I think these were actually some decent settings. I do need to wash this, so let me give it a wash and then we'll go from there. Okay, so in my opinion, there's definitely things that I could have improved on with this tumbler, like the engrave settings, still trying to dial them in to make them good. This is not terrible. This is not a terrible mug, but it's just, you know, like it could be cleaner. One thing that I could do is increase the lines per centimeter, because I did dial that back a lot, because the more times your laser has to go back and forth, the longer it takes, and I'm not for something taking 11 hours. So this did take 7 minutes, and so I could definitely increase the lines per centimeter, which therefore you wouldn't get so much. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but there is going to be these like fine little lines in between, like breaks. That means that the laser was like too far apart and didn't engrave fully off that the powder coating. So the other thing to that is I could also slow the speed down, because I was at 100% power. What this tells me is I need to slow the speed down a little bit to keep getting more of that powder coating off, and then also increase the lines per centimeter. But again, Is this a terrible thing? Absolutely not. It's perfectly centered on there, looks fabulous. I got 2 wonderful tumblers today, and it didn't take much effort at all. And I would have to say that it's because of the brand new rotary attachment tool. You couldn't do things this fast with the old one because of all the screws and all the hassle that you would have to go with the old one. So now with this, the new one being all magnets and it just like clicks and locks together, is perfect. The only downfall is now I have to figure out new settings. I can't use the same settings that I used with the P2S. The reason for that is the P2S I think is like a 45 watt or a 55 watt. This right here is an 80. Very different wattage. Very different wattage, very different settings. So I'm not going to be able to do the same setting as the P2S. So it's a learning process. Those settings that they gave me though, it said it was going to take 11 hours. And it did not take 11 hours. So I wouldn't even trust the xTool settings. I would play around with your own if you have the P3, because I don't know what the settings are that they give you for the P2S, but I can tell you right now, 11 hours to create this was gonna be way too long. So that being said, I sure hope that I inspired you to create, and I hope that you're loving my brand new P3 and that you're also excited about getting your own, because this right here, she is a dream come true. I'll see you later.